Alpharetta's June singing celebrates 142 years. While most of us are not familiar with this type of singing, at one time it was one of the biggest events of the year. It has several names: fa sol la, Sacred Harp, and shape note singing. There is no audience since everybody sings, and the only instrument is the God-given human voice, hence the term Sacred Harp.
The singing is four-part harmony. It's an a cappella music, and we have bass, alto, treble, and a tenor section is where the listeners sit. And we go through and we sing the fa sol las, which is an old English scale system. We have fa sol la, mi, fa. We have the whole octave except the fa and the so and the la are doubled. And we recognize the fa sol las by their shape. So originally it was a teaching tool. It's still a teaching tool for new songs, but we sing through the notes out of tradition and out of a teaching tool for new singers, and then we'll go back and sing the poetry or the text. The Sacred Harp is actually a Georgia book compiled in 1844 by two Georgians, B.F. White and E.J. King. And it's actually one of the last four-note of the fa sol la books compiled. The earliest book compiled with the note system was 1798. And my family has been involved in Sacred Harp way before I can remember. All the DeLong brothers who are now deceased and some of their descendants who migrated from South Carolina, we know that they were involved in Sacred Harp or shape note singing in South Carolina. And they migrated here to Fulton County, and their children from their great-grandfather and their great-great-grandfather picked up the system and carried it on in the same tradition. And my grandmother passed it on to me, and she married a singer, and she carried me to Sacred Harp singing when I was less than a year old, and I've never stopped going. I just love it. I love the sound. I love the people. I've become very active in the Sacred Harp company and the involvement in the publication of the Sacred Harp Songbook to keep it preserved and to keep it going. And I've taught singing schools in this tradition all across the United States. We have a handful of secular songs in our book, and there are secular songs written in the shape note tradition, but our book, the Sacred Harp, has maintained sacred songs for the most part, and we use words by Isaac Watts, John Newton, which penned the poetry to Amazing Grace, and some of the great Doddridge, some of the great other hymn writers who came from England and other parts of Europe. Some of the tunes that we use were actually old sea shanties and other ballads that came out of Europe, and the immigrants who came here wrote down those sea shanties and ballads that they knew from Germany, from France, from England, and then religious texts were put to those songs and are maintained in our book.